Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. We are celebrating the fabulous 1 year of Taigun here, and today we have Ashish Gupta with us, the brand director at Volkswagen India. And today we're going to talk to him about a lot of things that you probably want to know about the brand, about the products, and a lot of other things as well. But we have to start with the fantastic news of the Tagun scoring a 5-star in the global NCAP. And that's a great thing because we need safer cars for India. So congratulations, Ashish. And what do you have to say about that feat?
I think, we've always believed as a brand in safety, build quality and fun to drive. So all of us, in fact, whenever we have met in the past as well, we have all believed in our heart that Volkswagen will never compromise on safety. So that we already knew. Yeah? But I think reaffirmation by a body like Global NCAP is an important thing from a customer point of view as well. And really happy and proud that we could meet our commitments and our promises to the customers. We promised a safer car. We promised world-class build quality. We promised a fun-to-drive experience, and we deliver that, right? So it's a moment of pride, and in fact, not only a simple achievement, but I would say a 5-star on occupant safety, 5-star on child safety, the safest car, let alone an SUV, the safest car in India. I think it's a tremendous achievement and a real reaffirmation of the faith customers have in us.
And the fact that it complies to the new norms of NCAP is like, a cherry on top because, it really makes it the safest car in India.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of buzz is about the hybrids right now. People are saying that hybrids are probably the new diesel.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody wants to move to EV, but that's on the longer horizon. What do you have to say about this entire buzz about hybrids? What's your take on it?
No, I think we as a brand have made our position very clear that we have the technology, we have the full stack available to make the full transformation to full electrics, through the battery electrics.
Right.
So why take a middle path?
Right.
When we have invested and we have developed to the transformation that is anyway eventually happening, then we would like to go the full electrification path. So in India as well, whenever we bring in electrification, it has to be the full electric.
So when does that happen?
So I think the journey for us as a brand in India, globally anyway, we are one of the largest electric brands. But in India, I still see it as a 2 or 3 step journey. The first journey would be bringing in some of our global portfolio cars as an FBU. Second would be local assembly of some of our global portfolio cars. And the third, which is most important and where you get scale and volume, is localization, a local BEV product, which I would say is another 4 to 5 years away because you need to build in your supply chains, you need to build platforms, you need to build technology for a mass scale electrification and localization to happen. So this is the journey of the brand that we see it. The good thing is that over the last 2 years, the electric transformation in India has accelerated a lot. 2 years back, none of us anticipated it. We all thought that maybe it will happen. All of us knew it will happen, but not at the pace it is happening in India right now. And this is a fact that we recognize and our global board also recognizes. So we are accelerating our plans for that in India as well.
About your plans for India, over the past decade, I've seen that Volkswagen initially struggled a little bit because you have always been making premium cars. The metal that goes in, the engineering that goes in has a cost associated to it, and India predominantly was a low-cost market. Now we see that there's a move towards the premium segment where the smaller cars are somewhat struggling, and the premium segment is doing very, very well, which opens a window, into opportunity for a brand like Volkswagen. So when we see that there is an opportunity for more premium products, how do you see that opportunity for Volkswagen?
I think you're totally bang on because over the last 4 or 5 years, the consciousness of customers about safety, about features, about a driving experience has increased tremendously, and that is where our playing field is.
Right.
Globally, we are known for the safest cars, for our build quality, for a fun-to-drive experience through our TSI portfolio. So definitely, this is something which plays right into our field. If you look at it over the last 3 years, we have made a huge transformation in India. We were earlier present with the Polo, Vento and the Eneo, which were class-leading products in their own. But if you look at it, the ticket size of those cars was on an average 6 to 8 lakhs. Over the last 1 year, we have actually changed our complete portfolio, and our average ticket size now is 15 to 18 lakhs.
Right.
I don't recall any other brand in India to have made such a huge transformation by totally changing our product portfolio and by changing the segments we operate in. So it's been a huge transformation and so far successful and satisfying for us as well, because it gives us the opportunity to stay true to our global DNA.
Now, you had some products which were, as you rightly mentioned, in the smaller segments. Like the Polo was a fantastic car. I always considered it probably the most fun to drive car in the sub 10 lakh rupees segment, it was very, very solid, and I have some really fond memories with the car.
Sure.
The MEO was there, then you had your
Vento.
Vento. So now with the SUVification also of the market predominantly, where do you see the gaps? Like, I'm not asking about the products, but do you see there are gaps that you want to fill at this point in time?
I think, if you look at it, we have made a very conscious decision not to be present in the hatchback segment.
Okay.
That is pretty clear, even though the Polo has a huge fan base,
Right.
and I get this question asked every time. But I think, although I would never say never.
Never say never.
I would never say never, but not yet, right? So
Okay.
for the next 2-3 years, we have no plans to bring back the Polo, at least in a local avatar. We might think of getting some Polo GTIs through the FBU route,
Right.
just to maybe keep some enthusiasts like you satisfied. But that is all we are thinking of from the Polo perspective. In terms of other segments, I think we are present right now in the heart of the market with the A0 SUV or the mid-size SUV that we have with the Taigun. The sedan segment, which everybody believed is going down, has actually been reinvigorated
Right,
with the Virtus. The segment itself has doubled with the Virtus coming in. So these are two hot segments that we are playing in. And considering the positioning of the brand, which I just described to you, I think these are the two segments we will focus on for the next 2-3 years.
Okay.
In terms of other products, those are always ongoing plans that you have to keep on working
Right.
on. Whether you want to go in for new products on the same platform, whether you want to go in for electrification, whether you want to bring in your more products from your global portfolio, those are ongoing discussions which will keep on happening. But the meat of our volumes for next 2-3 years is going to come from this.
Sure, both are fantastic products, and I think they have met fantastic acceptance also in the market. So that's amazing. One last question. There's this, perception that people have, like, a lot of times people carry the baggage, and it's generally because of a lack of communication. So for all those people who think that Volkswagen is still not very affordable, or like, they probably will not get good service, what do you have to say to the people who are watching?
I think that feedback is not totally unjustified.
Right.
We have had a portfolio which was not heavily localized, so we were importing a lot of components in terms of parts prices and in terms of parts availability. We did have our share of challenges, and also we have to keep in mind that our products were always a class above and a league above what was available from the competition. So inherently, because of our engineering prowess and the engineering that goes into our cars are more complex.
Right.
So that is always a challenge when you bring such kind of complex and heavily engineered cars into a market, that your service network is sometimes a little bit slower to catch up on how to take care of those cars. But I think those lessons have been learned. One thing which we heavily focused on in the India 2.0 project was keeping our cost of ownership down. We heavily localized, as you know, that 95% localization. We built in a lot of small child parts into the car so that you don't have to change assemblies. We introduced what we call the Forever Care package, which is 4 years warranty, 4 years roadside assistance, and 3 free services. That gives a peace of mind experience to customers. We introduced service value packs. So a 4-year service value pack for Taigun starts at around 24,000 rupees, which is basically 6,000 rupees a year.
Right.
6,000 rupees a year is, with a service interval of 15,000 kilometers or 1 year, is lower than some of the smaller cars.
Right, of course.
So that is the kind of efforts we have done to address the cost of ownership. On the service experience front, I think that was a bigger journey for us.
Right.
One of the important things for there is reach, right? Increasing our network. So along with our sales touchpoint expansion, we have also expanded our service network. Right now we have 123 service touchpoints in 116 cities. We introduced almost 15 mobile service units. So whichever areas where we do not have a service point, we actually provide service through our mobile service units. We introduced at all our dealerships Volkswagen assistance cars so that we can provide doorstep service. So these are efforts taken on increasing the reach of our service. In terms of service experience, I think it's a continuous journey. Right? Because you cannot say, I have reached there.
Yeah, it's always going to grow.
Yeah, nobody is going to reach there and be static. Because customer expectations are always evolving and you have to keep abreast of them. So that's the entire effort, that how do we keep on, improving the skill level of our network, how do you keep on increasing the knowledge levels, how do you keep on enhancing the service experience.
So for those of you who have any apprehensions about buying a Volkswagen just because you think a certain way about its service and spares, you have heard it from the horse's mouth, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
For all the years ahead, and the journey has been fantastic, and Volkswagen has never looked as strong as it is right now. So all the very best.
Thank you so much.